Good morning, folks. Welcome to Coffee with Craig. Here, just kind of going through the news and looking at stuff that's going on. Wanted to talk with you real quick about something that's a pretty big deal. Now, about a couple of months back, uh, folks in the anti-gun community started talking about the building of a West Coast wall. They're talking about the West Coast wall of gun control. We're not talking about the wall. We're not talking about the Donald Trump wall that may or may not happen at the southern border, but we're talking about a West Coast wall that's being put in place by Bloomberg and by George Soros and a bunch of other multi-millionaires and billionaires here along the West Coast. Now, obviously, it started in California, obviously with all of the gun control measures that were here. But in this past election, there were initiatives that were on the ballot in California, in Nevada, as well as in Washington. And we need to be careful, because like I said, what's happening is Bloomberg and these guys, what they're doing is they're investing hundreds of thousands and, matter of fact, millions of dollars in developing these PR campaigns. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. But they're building these massive campaigns, and then they're putting forward these initiatives. But they're also putting forward candidates, right? So what they're doing is, first thing they're doing is they're going and they're hiring these political consultants. And then they're bringing in these PR consultants who are doing all the media campaigns, and they're the ones that are actually creating the stories that we talked about yesterday, the stories that are in fact non-stories. But those are the sorts of things that they're doing, and they're getting the average person who, they may or may not know a whole lot about guns, about the gun issue, about the Second Amendment issue and what's going on. They may not even know what laws are in existence in their particular state. But they see and they hear all of these stories, and they're like, oh, well, we need to do something about that. And so then they support the initiatives. But then the other thing that these guys are doing, these consultants, is that they're then also spending money to put candidates in office. Now, they're not getting rid of seriously pro-gun candidates, because they're coming from pro-gun areas. They're going after those candidates for whom it's really not a big issue. In other words, if they can replace someone who's not really pro-gun, not really anti-gun, with someone who's rabidly anti-Second Amendment, well, then that puts them in a much better position. Take a look at the Nevada legislature. Just barely, Measure 1, just barely passed. Also, though, you had the anti-gun community take over the Nevada legislature. I mean, that's something that we need to be concerned about. I mean, a lot of us here in California, when we want to fully exercise our constitutional rights, a lot of times we go over to Nevada. Well, guess what? You may or may not be able to do that anymore, because the West Coast wall is going to move from California eastward into Nevada if we don't do anything about it. So, folks, here's what we got to do. We need you to be a part of the fight. Go to firearmspolicy.org. Check it out. Just read about it. There's tons of articles that we have over a bunch of, whether it's initiatives or candidates, whatnot, that's taking place in other states, in Oregon, in Washington. Because trust me, if we don't stop it in Oregon, Washington, California, and Nevada, it is coming to Colorado. As a matter of fact, let me clarify, it's probably already arrived in Colorado. But it's coming to Arizona. They're already doing work in Arizona. It's coming to Utah and all of these other states. All of you who think that you are on the right side of the West Coast wall, let me tell you, the West Coast wall is not a static thing. It's coming to you. If you don't fight the fight while it's here, you will be fighting the fight once it arrives where you're at. So anyway, that's my thing. That's my spiel on the West Coast wall. I also wanted to take a chance. We're not going to be in the office the rest of the week because we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. I just wanted to let you know that we're really thankful for each and every one of you, all of you who support the Firearms Policy Coalition. It's one thing, and it's a great thing to be able to wake up every morning, to be able to go to work and know that the work that you're doing makes a difference, that you're able to do something that makes a difference, and you're able to stand for what you believe in. And the only reason that I'm able to do that, and the only reason why all the folks here are able to do that, is because of you and because of your support. So on behalf of everyone here at the Firearms Policy Coalition, we just want to say thank you and let you know that we're thankful for you and that we're thankful for your support. So everybody, you have a happy and a safe Thanksgiving. Make sure you get some coffee, but make sure you get some other libations as well. You know what I mean. Anyway, folks, take care. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you when we come back next week.
If you like these updates, please share them with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel.